Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings,
And ourselves.
we stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love.
And listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will find peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world heroes among us and every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts. Together we can grow a better place with love in us all. And you will find together we can save it all. And you will find a place called home, where every
Hey, welcome everybody to Monday Night Chaos Magic here on Open Minds. I'm your co-host, John Michael. Catalyst is not feeling well tonight, so we have Thomas Open Minds here helping out in the background. Very much appreciated. I really, I just wanted to take a moment before we got going here to pay kind of honor and homage to the former hosts of this show. From what I understand, it all started out with, Element took the reins on Chaos Magic and, he passed off the torch to Magus. I never got to meet the man, but I hear his name all throughout the writing community, and he had such a huge impact on so many lives. Um, I think it's only right that we just take a moment of silence and send some energy up to the stars for him, and maybe he'll send some energy back and bless us tonight. So we could all just take a moment. Send a praise to the stars. Thank you, everybody, for that moment. And then Dre Ray has held it down for quite a while, running multiple shows here on Open Minds, and he evolved and taken off and doing his own platform now, Bloodline Poetry, and I think I speak for everybody on here when I say that we're so very, very proud of him for growing his legs and stepping out and doing something remarkable. Um, So, I just wanted to start this. I felt it was only right that we start this off with just honoring those few souls that really got this going and created such a beautiful community, a safe community for all of us to get together and just be ourselves and to love and support each other. So, um, it truly is a blessing. Um, like I was saying Saturday night on Sensational Saturdays, these rooms, I just started sharing my poetry probably about 9 months ago, and when I first started, I was using heavily, and a month into it, I got clean, and it was these types of rooms and the support and the love that came from the writing community, not only the writing community, the music community, the art community, the whole creative community is a bond so strong. It truly saved me. Um, and to look back on the last 9 months of my life and where I was to where I am now, and just being honored with the opportunity to host the show. It just goes to show that when you want to stop the suffering and truly move on, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. We just got to be good to one another out there, but more importantly, good to ourselves. Um, with that said, let's get this going. Obviously, no hate speeches, no racism of any kind. Feel free to speak your words, and I can't wait to hear everybody. We have a beautiful lineup tonight. So on deck we have Marianne. But coming up right now, we have Mr. Thomas OpenMinds. Thomas, take the mic when you're ready.
Gosh, I want to go right into this poem, but I feel I kind of want to say something too. I remember when just over a year ago, it was just before New Year's, the New Year was doing Monday nights and Thursday nights, and Elemental was hosting the Monday night shows, and um, they dropped the Monday night show, and Elemental switched to Thursdays, and the Magus Gustav Salas, he was such a pillar in the community. He goes, Thomas, I can't let Monday nights go quiet, go silent. And he goes, you've been hosting Open Minds for about 3 years now, do you have any advice for me? And I said, well, if I think about it, the only advice I probably have for you is bring the show here. We have the people, we have the setup. Let's, bring it here. And ever since then, it was just magic. Quite a bit of chaos, but even more magic, right? And in the spirit of collaboration, I'll be doing a collab with Black Salt. And Megas always had this vision for the show where, we do one original, do one cover, or two covers, two originals. It doesn't matter, but we just, in the spirit of collaboration and sharing and art and inspiration, he just wanted to keep that spirit alive, right? And so I remember when he started the show, I wrote a poem, and it was the first poem I've ever read here, aptly titled Chaos Magic. Let me just get Serene in. Welcome, Serene. It's good to see you. But yeah, so this one's just entitled Chaos Magic. I've been told that on nights just like this, when you recite true magic, it sticks. Minds open wide for the Magus, John, and Catalyst to reside in. I decided my fate lays within the realm of magic and myth as I frolic and skip from pure joy, spin around this world they made for us all. It's amazing, it's something self-raising, rising above time and space. See, it's a place that we all feel welcomed and heard, a place to show our soul off to the world. No matter the content, this group of conscious people will accept it and praise you at the end of a blood-soaked letter that you wrote for a friend who is no longer living, but you're here. You here, you steer me away from darkness with some slick shit talking. How often do you find friends as adults? I hit somersaults at the thought of all the friends I've seen in this box. You all mean a lot to me. I am so glad that you're all a part of this family. Peace. And then I have this collab I actually wrote just last night with Black Salt. Let me see if I can get us on the spotlight here for the video. All right. You good to go?
Yep, mic check, mic check. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, buddy.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, so this is called The Darkest Parts of the Ocean. Some pressure is so dense, it rips the oxygen from your blood. The deepest we've ever been in this ocean that's now above.
The gods hid water in the sky. When it rains, we cry. futile attempts and vain desires to sink the ship of our tragedy.
I imagine thee drowning in a salt water bath and fear the latter taking over my mind here in time as I face my bitter fate, awake into the darkness laced with nightmares and winter's grace. I fight for the tears to dry this lake.
Take me away, back to sandy shores, back through brothel doors. I don't want to remember anymore. I'll throw myself to the mermaid song. I'll feed myself to the sharks. I'll spin down the whirlpool. I'll pull myself apart.
I'll forever be lost in the darkest parts of this ocean, flowing, glowing, growing, just going. With all the light from my heart, it's difficult at times, but I'm reminded to keep my mind writing, and writing, I mean right in this nightmare creeping when all is running from sleeping ahead of mine. I'm ahead of time, time to be rid of mind. These riddles find me deep in the brine.
Salt over my shoulder and salty sailors. What's the difference between an expert and an amateur when years of sailing has brought me nothing but pain? And after years of pain, nothing has changed.
Am I deranged, or
is something not right?
Do I speak with a twisted tongue tonight?
Do you hear anything you like?
Can you taste this rum and strife?
See through my eyes, and you'll see a terrifying sight.
Yet I mean, we can bring all of our dreams of prolific prosperity to reality. In spite of the formalities, we still stop and shine and drag ourselves along. I'll be dragging myself out of the darkest parts of this ocean's song. Peace.
Just parts of the ocean. I love that collab. That was beautiful.
You guys had the sound so balanced too. You know, that's almost impossible to do with two people in two different places over Zoom. And your voices match each other just so naturally. It was really quite a pleasurable listen. And a lot of it reminded me of Lantern Carrier.
It was fun making it, man. We wrote it last night. I just had this idea. I think that a few days ago I sent you a message, and he's like, I'm going through TSA right now. I was like, oh, well, call me when you land, right? I got this idea for this collab, and then yeah, we wrote it last night, and wanted to present it to you guys today. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
It was Thomas's idea. You know, he started it. You know, we finished it. You know, so. So yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. It was seamless too. Like if I was to read that, I wouldn't have been able to tell whose parts were whose. Like it just mixed and flowed so well. Very dope. Very dope. I really enjoyed that. Everybody unmute and give it up for Thomas Open Minds.
Woo! Yeah.
And Black Salt. Thank you. Thank you. On deck, we have Paul Skiff, but up next, we have the one and only Marianne Teft. Marianne, take it away when you are ready.
Thank you so much, John. Great to see everybody tonight. Nice to see you, Thomas, and all the best, please, to Catalyst, of course. I have two pieces, and like everybody who has known Chaos Magick and Gustav Salas, I had him on my mind so strongly today, and I really felt to come with a piece of my own and a cover. And because yesterday was the perihelion, I wrote a little poem. The sun comes no nearer than this, yet the day remains still so far from the warmest of the year, because of the way we tilt our northern shoulders away after the winter solstice. Just as you sleep beside me, touch of an eyelash our own closest approach, yet with a turn and a sigh, deep cold settles toward the floor. And then, by way of a cover, I was invited by Fertile Brains to participate in their show, Poets Speak of Poets. And I had a super time on the weekend with Margaret Blake and also our great friends and family, Leonard Lunt and Mona Zamfarescu, who were also talking about poets. And as a Canadian here in Toronto, I was kind of delegated to really put a little something together about the Grande Dame of Canadian letters. And that, of course, is our Margaret Atwood, who is incredibly well known as a novelist, but has written in just about every genre in which a person can write. And she has, to her credit, so far at 85, 18 books of poetry. And I'd like to read you a piece from 1995, which is 34 years after she began her career. And this is called Helen of Troy Does Countertop Dancing. The world is full of women who tell me I should be ashamed of myself if I had the chance. Quit dancing. Get some self-respect and a day job. Right. And minimum wage and varicose veins. Just standing in one place for 8 hours behind a glass counter bundled up to the neck instead of naked as a meat sandwich. Selling gloves or something instead of what I do sell. You have to have talent to peddle a thing so nebulous and without material form. Exploited, they'd say. Yes, any way you cut it. But I've a choice of how, and I'll take the money. I do give value. Like preachers, I sell vision. Like perfume ads, desire, or its facsimile. Like jokes or war, it's all in the timing. I sell men back their worst suspicions. That everything's for sale and piecemeal. They gaze at me and see a chainsaw murder just before it happens, when thigh, ass, ink blot, crevice, tit, and nipple are still connected. Such hatred leaps in them, my beery worshippers, that or a bleary, hopeless love. Seeing the rows of heads and upturned eyes imploring but ready to snap at my ankles, I understand floods and earthquakes and the urge to step on ants. I keep the beat and dance for them because they can't. The music smells like foxes, crisp as heated metal searing the nostrils, or humid as August, hazy and languorous as a looted city the day after, when all the rape's been done already, and the killing and the survivors wander around looking for garbage to eat, and there's only a bleak exhaustion. Speaking of which, it's the smiling tires me out the most. This and the pretense that I can't hear them. And I can't because, after all, I'm a foreigner to them. The speech here is all warty gutturals, obvious as a slab of ham. But I come from the province of the gods, where meanings are lilting and oblique. I don't let on to everyone, but lean close and I'll whisper, my mother was raped by a swan. You believe that? You can take me out to dinner. That's what we tell all the husbands. There sure are a lot of dangerous birds around. Not that anyone here but you would understand. The rest of them would like to watch me and feel nothing, reduce me to components as if in a clock factory or abattoir, crush out the mystery, wall me up alive in my own body. They'd like to see through me, but nothing is more opaque than absolute transparency. Look, my feet don't hit the marble. Like breath or a balloon, I'm rising. I hover 6 inches in the air in my blazing swan egg of light. You think I'm not a goddess? Try me. This is a torch song. Touch me, and I'll burn. You poets.
Wow. Marianne, that reading was absolutely fantastic. That was so beautifully done. Thank you so much.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody unmute and please give it up for Marianne. That was so beautiful.
Yeah, Marianne.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
read. And original piece. I love that piece you wrote too. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very
Well.
beautiful pieces, and the readings were, you can't get any better than that. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. On deck, we have Richard, but up next we have Paul Skiff. Mr. Paul, please take it away when you are ready, sir. Oh, if you're speaking, you're muted.
What does CP say? I could save the world if I could figure out how to unmute this dang mic.
I couldn't figure out how to get some things on my screen, so it would have taken just as long anyway. Thank you. It's great to hear Gustav's name intoned so many times in such a short space of time. I'll try to do 2 kind of short things. The mosquito I slapped flat against the wall above the sink would not go down the drain, no matter how much I splashed at it. The bloodsucker was like predatory parts of capitalism. The robocall, the service charge, the introductory offer that inflates afterward, the product warning, the list of carcinogenic ingredients approved by the government, the junk mail offer, the social network platform that gets you to provide content so they make a bajillion dollars while you pay your internet bill, the industry that toxifies whole civic populations, the baby cribs, wrongful death. No matter how much you avoid them, they will still just not go away. Go down the drain, you fucking mosquito. And the next upbeat piece. You are glistening feet dancing through puddles of warm rain, aqueous mirrors gathering over plaza stones to reflect iguanas carved onto ancient doors, opening church of the patron saint of slaves. I am peppery Cuban tobacco smoke coiling in fragrant gossip up your nostrils that persuades you to take off your shirt so even the words have courage to use your own reason tattooed as an ancient language upon your tender inner arm, are bathed in the coke-stoned, daring voice of Caribbean night air. Together we are peaceful, careless dream had by smoothing feral perrita who lounges amidst crowds of celebrant passers-by, traversing promenade of the martyrs named for the inspired who battled imperialism for the city's independence that creates today. Respiring symbol for nothing to lose, valor of the dog unclothes human caution for sympathetic embrace, careful avoidance respects in one night's ephemerality that chides history with monument of disappearance on the nowhere remnant. Each human step vanishes within. There in an eternal place that welcomes you as instant startle of birth once did. Girl whose body steals from gravity a double backflip over the stones of Plaza Trinidad, weighs down one hand under hat, filling with coins of tribute. Among encircling crowd of wander lovers in a nocturnal brick Gethsemane offers of pure cocaine, our friendship between two strangers that acknowledges the night is half dressed. There in collective nakedness of joys, your heart rendezvous with a carnal date offering any pleasure shiver climax so desires. It is not possible to pronounce a refusal in language bliss will hear. You may only decline with a false confession to yourself, who is a person perhaps you do not even now possess. As generous, welcoming permission, these customs of nocturnal liberation are disentangling needless cares from preconceptions about where you should awaken tomorrow. With one amorous finger on corner of my lips, night draws satiation with my smile. So I say, fly higher. To your feet as they make liquid reflections of the church burst like fireworks. You breathe me deeper into pride of your naked torso. The slumbering perrita's seance wagged tail floats our dream further up among mangroves of passers-by, soothing, warm, tide rising through multitude of roots as tomorrow's life-giving salutation.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Paul. Paul, I love your readings. Not just the words, but the way you speak your poetry. It's an art within itself, and I really appreciate you.
Paul, I've been trying to figure this out for years now, and the way you deliver it, it's almost like you're like, here's this poem and this thought, and you just kind of hand it to us whether we want it or not, almost like it's like, look what I found, like this very like, you know what I mean? Like you just got this excellent delivery, man. I love it, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody unmute and please give it up, Mr. Paul. That was an amazing job. On deck, we have Justine, but up next, we have Mr. Richard. Is it Spicek or Spicek? I don't want to get it wrong.
Spizak. But thank you.
Spizak.
Very kind of you to ask, sir. I'm going to take you into... That's okay, no problem. I'm with Shakespeare on it, rose by any other name. I'm going to take you in two very, very different directions. For my quote, I'm going to bring you what I think of as one of rock's really, really sensitive poets, although he's not known for that part of his work. Some of you may know Warren Zevon. And I tell you, if you don't know his work, he's a poet of rock that you should know. So I'm going to sing you just a couple stanzas of one of his most incredible poems, a piece called Keep Me in Your Heart for a While. Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while. If I leave you, it doesn't mean I love you any less. Keep me in your heart for a while. When you get up in the morning and you see that crazy sun, keep me in your heart for a while. There's a train leaving nightly called when all is said and done. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sometimes when you think you're doing simple things around the house, maybe you'll think of me and smile. You know I'm tied to you like the buttons on your blouse. Keep me in your heart for a while. Hold me in your thoughts, take me to your dreams, touch me as I fall into view. When the winter comes, keep the fires lit, and I will always be next to you. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo. Keep me in your heart for a while. An exquisite song, an exquisite poem. I hardly did it justice, but there's such loving care in it. Now, in a very different vein, I'd sworn off politics for the holiday season, but January 6th brings it all very much back home. And I'm going to read you called something that reeks of Trumpian philosophy. It's called Only One Acceptable Outcome. With only one acceptable outcome, guess what? We're not surprised, but precisely understood it's because we're not dumb. They think they won the prize of victory over the myriad freedoms they despise. We're in this game for the long pull. We're not here to support one vainglorious fool who might traipse across the Atlantic to accept international accolades so rich, seemingly dynamic, though actually stilted, formal, and quite archaic. But with robes of state so ill-fitting, he'll find compensation not so fulsome or befitting a presumptive allied leader. With a need for headstrong, noisome theater, he'll be blistering and blustering on the international stage. He'll seem so petty, not the sort of stagecraft so much more befitting a dunce, not a sage, who's so typically smug. or seething in a rage. There's no celebration or certainty in such mock militant jerkery. The monumental ego and cartoony militant strategio on parade so displayed he's so nominated for a high office, the kind of villainous offal that he's tossed us, strictly there because they're weak and will never bring fealty to the Constitution or any fragmentary illusion of problem solving to our great noble institutions, but simply furtherance of the cult of Trump. And while sycophants may enjoy smoothing the taste of rump, such an ill-fitting crowd as these of muggers, buggerers, and thieves, as they focus solely on their cause of seeming wholly of any coins from the coffers they might just arrive to steal and rob, that is, if the Senate gives them the job. We'll watch them try to steal the silver and sell off great chunks of liberty's liver, and all the while betrayal and backbiting amongst these crimers will flourish with a rapidity and revolutions taking up their time more than a whirling dervish's spinning confusion. Except for drama and ego flaunting, they'll appear as little more than shades at liberty's temples daunting. They're greedy and dumb, and their needs are simple when they come sneaking in simply to rob liberty's temple. Gravity is their endless need for self-importance, and yet for those hearing liberty's call, we'll need reinforcements after all. Pomp and circumstance and their vainglorious puffery give them enough fool's gold so they can engorge their pockets, grabbing all that coinage they can claim, indulging in simple stuffery. The work of freedom's ne'er complete, and unlikely be trampled beneath those dirty, scabrous, and thorny feet. Thank you, my friends. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much, Richard. I love the lyrics to that song as well. That was a special song. So thank you so much for doing that. And your work is beautiful as always. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for sharing your words with all of us and the world. Appreciate it. Everybody unmute and give Richard some love right now.
Yeah, Richard, man. That cover you sung at the beginning there brought a tear to my eye. I felt the Magus come over and put his hand on my shoulder, and you brought him right here with me, so I appreciate you for that, brother. Thanks.
Absolutely beautiful. On deck we have Billy Tuggle, but up next, the amazing Justine. I can't wait to hear what you got for us this week, Justine.
I am covering a poem for C tonight. This is Shelved. Look at me, pretty in pink, big poofy dress. Look at that twirl. Come dance and play with me. A bright smile, blushed cheeks. Anyone would be lucky to have a doll like me. I can keep all your secrets, comfort you when you need. Here, look, just give me a cuddle. You'll feel better, you'll see. Every day I try to be happy. I try to be what people need, but they walk on by. Am I not enough? Am I not good at being me? Sitting on a shelf, dusty cobwebs all around. I'm not the most popular. Most look past me. Some look up, catch my eye. I smile my brightest smile. They leave, and then they don't look back. I wish I knew how to do that. I reach out my hand, hoping someone grabs hold, but the air feels so empty, yet I still don't fold. Sometimes I am hugged, played with, hair combed, but none of them take me home. I am put back in my corner, waiting for the next person's turn. All I see are the other dolls who I wish I could be. It's no fun being me. Look, Mom, I hear. Oh no, honey, that doll is dirty, worn out. Dirty, worn out. Disappointment on all our faces. I watch them walk by. No love in sight, no tears, except for mine. Sitting on a shelf, dusty cobwebs all around. I do not dance. I do not twirl. I do not make any effort to be found by the hands of this hell. I look in my cardboard mirror. A crack stares back at me. Am I really too broken to be heard and seen? I close my eyes. All I hear is the joy of the other dolls around me. I begin to drift off into a deep sleep, to dream of a world where people aren't looking past me. Poem. And this is for me. This is something I wrote yesterday. In the vast cathedral of my despair, where the shadows sing their hymns of void, I walk, barefoot and bleeding, on shards of forgotten dreams. The air hangs heavy, vicious with the weight of nothingness. Its silence, a lover's whisper, a promise unbroken by hope. Once I sought meaning in the amber glow of sunsets, in the trembling hands of lovers whose names faded like mist upon my lips. But now the stars above seem but cold, punctures in the fabric of the sky, pinholes in an abyss that swallows all light. I have married my heart to the yawning maw of the void and its embrace. I find solace, not warmth, but truth. Its touch is not soft, it is jagged, slicing through the fleshy mirages of purpose, laying bare the exquisite cadaver of existence. I press my lips to its ashen pallor, its breath a searing frost that burns and heals. I seek not salvation, but reflection, a mirror within which my soul might vanish entirely. I crave a man whose eyes are twin abysses, who sees the grandeur and collapse, the poetry and decay. Let his smile be as cruel as the blade of time, his voice a dirge for all that is and will never be. Together, we would walk through the bone-stone garden of eternity, plucking the withered petals of hope's cadaverous blooms. His laughter would echo like the last shattering note of a requiem, a symphony composed for the annihilation of dreams. Oh, how beautiful he would be in his desolation, a creature fashioned from the dust of obliterated stars. His touch would scorch, branding me with reminders of my own impermanence. His words would drip like venom, each syllable a eulogy for the lies we tell ourselves to endure. In him, I would find a perfect symmetry, a reflection of my own acceptance, my own surrender to the elegant entropy that dismantles all things. Together we would light a pier of meaning and dance around its flickering corpse until nothing remains. And in the end, when our forms dissolve into the unrelenting darkness, I will hold him still, my nihilistic muse, my beautiful ruin. For what is love, if not the recognition of shared voids? What is eternity, if not the final eternal silence we are destined to embrace? Let the world collapse to its final breath, a shuddering gasp swallowed by eternity. We have found one another in the wreckage, not to rebuild it, but to carve our names into the bones of the dying cosmos, to ignite the void with a flame so dark that it blinds. Let the ash settle where it may, he will stand there, unyielding, and I will linger, a ghost on the edge of his shadows. We are not whole, nor broken. We are the echo of oblivion's song, the unspoken desire of the abyss, forever and yet never enough. Poem.
Holy shit. Oh my God, I don't even know where to begin, Justine. Your writing is so deep and so very beautiful, and there are so many details and everything that you write, and I feel it so very deeply. Um, and it's been a pleasure getting to know you, and wow, your writing is just so stunning, and absolutely blows me away and takes me on a journey. So thank you so much for being you.
Thank you for the
I
space.
appreciate you so much. Everybody, please unmute and give it up. Show some love. That was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, Justine, what?
Epic. That was epic.
So every new piece you write is just evolving like exponentially. Like you're on this rocket ship of a adventure that you've been taking us on, and it's absolutely amazing to watch, man. It's epic, yeah, for sure.
Beautiful to witness week after week, to be honest with you. It's your writing just moves me so deeply, and I feel every single bit of it. And just please keep writing, and thank you for sharing it with the world, because it means so much to me alone, but to everybody, I believe, you know. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. On deck, we have CC Santos. But up next, please, everybody give it up for Mr. Billy Tuggle.
Hey, everybody.
Billy.
A short one of mine and then a cover. As we here in the United States of America and by proxy, many neighbor nations will soon be suffering the return of an old regime. And I would like to remind you all to weaponize your art. Our voices will be the first and last ones heard. This is called No Freedom Light. Sounds like rhetorical questions. Looks like less than $15 an hour, no insurance. Feels like month to month, next month, always the eviction. Feels like asbestos long underwear. It will protect your ass from the fire, but still kill your ass in the long term. Looks like toxic democracy. Sounds like you're not like those others. Feels like trapped in a box, in a body, wrapped in cellophane, oxygen thinning. Looks like the light at the end of a tunnel is a train, a slave catcher. Is shot after shot after shot is the bling of 50 stars. Feels like memories lost in a fog, like forgetting the words to our narratives and the beat of our talking drums. Smells like so much seawater for leather and tanning. Sounds like chains rattling and hammering through metal links. Sounds like the first verse of a new Negro spiritual. That was my own. That was from a collection called A Tree Falls in the Hood. This is a poet named Shannon Lee Lewis. Shannon Lee left this earth in 2008 at the age of almost 21. I consider her my baby sister, and she left behind this poem called Warrior. When I read it, I would like you to keep in mind that a 19-year-old young woman wrote this in the late 80s. I'm sorry, in the early 2000s, circa 2007. Warrior. We wrote poetry before we were taught to write, echoing the rhythms and rhymes of lifetimes forgotten before we were even old enough to open our eyes, because we were so aware our own light would have blinded us. But the minute pen first touched paper reminded us of the things we had been taught not to say in public places. Because the poet's chosen profession of unpraised savior has never reached the common good graces others have. But when we saw those blank spaces, pages, we knew we had come home. They called us warriors, running through these thickets of fists, the seconds of hisses that highlight all the rhythms we miss, the syllable hits we pound into the thickness of this crowd of innocents who don't expect these lyrics from kids. But is this pressure enough? Is this climb as tough as it seems to be from looking straight up? Is the road as rough as it seems to me whenever I run? 'Cause whenever I come, I seem to see the same faces telling me I'm too young for them to believe that I might be seeing things that they never thought existed. Like the surprise double vision our armed forces have forgiven for the sake of saving souls for enemies, hundreds or more, when in reality, look at the tapes, there's just 24. But I've been reckless, endangering all my selves at once, experimental hells that should have led to cells and cuffs. I'm not the best role model for the youth of the nation. And there's a warning sign that's hung over the path that I'm taking. You call me warrior. How am I supposed to change the past? I try to fight, but they're flying too far, too fast to catch, too fast to last against the turbulence about to crash. And all it seems my words are doing is lighting the match. You are the real warriors, daggers burrowing sharp until spinal fluids drip to form kisses you call poetry, art infused with the blood of polished prophets once on the stage. You are the ones chosen to tell all the root of the blame. There is an art that rests in the tongue that you have. Learn to transfer to the page. And I learned to stay true to my own heart, not to aim for judges' scorecard rewards or the accolades greater pens claim. Because what matters is what you believe, not what the words became. And I have had my vision corrected. I stand headed in the direction we walk before censorship seems like divine intervention sent to connect dots never drawn, lines meant only to confuse. Now at last I straddle the wavering line that leads to the truth. You call me warrior, and I finally accepted the title, given my voice to misplaced faith, racism, and libel. And I will never sacrifice what I say to cater to idols of culture as it is, restricted and never unbridled. We have been born of the stars, but only some see the sky. Born with them closed, but you are the ones who cut open my eyes with syllabic lines that drive me even closer to heaven. God, help me now. All of my sins have been forgiven. And the mantra rings silent, and the report of unloaded guns. We are the razors that hide behind the smiles of the downtrodden. Yet we will overcome. Warriors, Shannon Lee. A drifting ship.
That was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing work. Who was that again, did you say?
Her name is Shannon Lee. She's got some poems that are on YouTube that have been permanently captured and archived on YouTube. Shannon Lee, Leigh. And if you will forgive a young 19-year-old for Sudanese children, she was one of the first generation of HBO deaf poets before we knew what the whole situation in the Sudan was. That poem was written. The rest of her stuff is absolutely brilliant, amazing, and ahead of its time.
Yeah, absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Thank you so much for reading that.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you so much for your work as well.
Thank you for listening. I miss her terribly.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That was so beautiful. Everybody, please unmute and give it up for Mr. Billy Tuggle, please.
Yeah, Billy. Thank you for keeping her spirit alive. And
absolutely. Absolutely
Yo,
stunning
Maggot,
piece.
say hi to Shava for me.
Yeah, he's here with it. Hey, they both smiling down right now, you know.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that voice forward, Billy.
Much needed. And now immortalized again on YouTube, 3 of us. So thank you, man.
Up next we have on deck we have Black Salt, but up next we have C. Santos. Go ahead and take it away when you are ready.
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yep, can hear you perfectly.
So, okay. Hi, everybody. I have 2 pieces for you. They're both by me. I'm gonna read y'all the very last poem I wrote for 2024, and then some new shit for the new year. But this poem is called Little Shadow. Deep into the void of my mind, beyond the crevices and corners, past the hopes and dreams, over the rainbow of love and ambition, through the hall of balance, if you find, you will see a little shadow that stares back at me. Eyes as dark as the pitch black sky, so dark there's no stars in sight. Teeth as sharp as knives breaking skin, a filthy little creature who enjoys sin. Thoughts that leave spider webs in your gut, so intrusive you think I'm the nut. Words that can crush any soul, or so I'm told. Look into my eyes, I am dying inside. The walls are closing in. My energy is being rapidly drained. No, I will not bear this mask again. I need my faith to be louder, but it's hard when everything keeps falling apart. Why is listening such a rare art? If I am still, chaos consumes me. I need to be on the go, always moving. When I am spit back out, I come back stronger, glowing, sometimes floating, never gloating. Stitch close my wounds, too much truth drips. Smear my blood over your ringing ears. Can you hear me now? Is this little shadow wasted time, confined and denied a better life? I will not feed it. I will not give in. No matter what tricks it has for me, we are far from being friends. How am I supposed to hide all the good when it keeps getting shoved to the side? For far too many years, the inner me cries inside, trying on the outside, no one looking in. Too many traumatic events, none of them tops the day the gun was pointed at my head. All things I have overcame and survived, even finding out about all of her lies. So many trials and tribulations got me so damn tired. Hills to climb, bumps in the road. I need someone to take mercy and really see my soul. Realize my heart is full of gold. Deep into the void of my mind, beyond the crevices and corners, past the depression and fatigue, over the rainbow lies my hopes and dreams. Through the hall of balance, if you find, you will see. A positive outcome stares back at me. An abundance of blessings, potential to open my heart and love, only a grasp, a jump, or reach up the hand. For fuck's sake, please, little shadow, go fade away. Fade into the void of my sorrow, where you belong. I just want a better life, happy and strong. Oh. And this one is still a work in progress, but it is called Monster in the Mirror 3.0. Mirror, mirror on the wall, I will not crack, I will not fall. In 2025, I will finally look in the mirror, stand tall, proud, and see the real me. The me that goes far beyond what the human eye can only see. I will not look back. I will not hold myself back. I will continue to go far, farther than I've ever been able to reach. A small dream here, growing seeds there. Whatever it is, I will succeed. I will not dumb myself down to make others feel better. Fake my thoughts because you can't understand my mental stormy weather. All I asked for was an umbrella. I will look in the mirror and know I am worthy. I am enough. I will love all my fat rolls, even when my inner thoughts get tough. I will not be weak. I already fucked that up in the beginning of the week, changing for the meek, so to speak. I will not allow others to knock me down, make me frown, flip my life right side up or upside down. I will not allow myself to drown, go under, be spellbound. In 2025, I will not block my blessings. My heart will not deflate or go missing. I will rise from the ground, reborn, new, found. I will look in the mirror and be better than the reflection that stares back at me. Fire and passion in my eyes, the drive to stay wise, never in disguise. To create a change of fate with mighty faith. I will master the mirror, regardless of what it shows me. Undefeated, I will be my best self. Powerful, smart, inspiring, kind, compassionate, never lacking. No one will be able to take those from me ever again. I'll turn all my weaknesses into strengths. I will not wear the mask of a dark, pathetic, lonely past. This year, this is the year I set myself free. Poem.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Get it, girl. You know what? 2025, she gonna thrive. Yeah. Oh, it's so good to hear your voice again and see your smile. I love you and I miss you. And that was just two incredible pieces. Thank you so much. Man.
Yeah,
Absolutely
power
amazing.
of the spoken word.
Y'all give it up for CC. Unmute. Give her some love.
Woo! Hell yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Well, on deck we have Deep Thought, the lyricist. But up next we have the one and only Black Salt. Go ahead and take it away when you are ready.
All right, here we go. This piece is called Winter Hunt. A dozen white roses, symbols of affection, foreplay before fornication at midnight. 12 white snowflakes. Kids play snow angel while demons hibernate for Christmas. 12 wishes, 12 gifts. Santa's checking his list for the winter hunt. This is a midnight hunt, and we're burning the midnight wood to keep warm during the winter hunt. It's too cold outside to smoke. We pack a lip of winter green by the fireplace. Pouches or long cuts. Candy canes long enough to use as walking sticks. Coffee or hot chocolate. Cloudy skies. No warning signs like black ice. Nobody ever dies, but there is graveyard cement for unwanted Christmas gifts. I shouldn't do this. Sip liquor, blood thinner, it's cold as on the rock. Rock back and forth by the fireplace, listening to punk rock, rocking my head back and forth to the rhythm of the winter hunt. Layer up. It's gonna be a cold one, colder than the last. May the winter bring you what you never had. What you seek is under the tree. Unleash your wildest dreams. Mermaids sing under frozen seas. Arctic werewolves howl below Labradorite clouds. Santa tells you he's proud. And unicorns. Well, I think it's time you know. Unicorns aren't real. I'm so sorry. But Santa will get you a horse for Christmas if you're good for the winter hunt. And that is Winter Hunt, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for having me. No place else I'd rather be.
Yeah, buddy. What? That was dope.
Thank you so much for that, C. For that, Black Salt. You're an amazing artist. I love hearing you. I love hearing you perform. You have such a beautiful flow to your writing. Everybody unmute and give it up for Black Salt, please.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, on deck we have Escape Artist. Up next, first time on Chaos Magic. So please, everybody unmute and give some Chaos
Give a
Magic
big open
minds.
mind, open heart, big open chaos magic. Welcome to Deep Thought.
Deep thought. Woo-hoo. Welcome.
Let's go.
Go ahead, take it away when you were ready, Deep.
Okay. I don't do too much for introductions, so this is called Uncorrupted Eyes. It's from a prompt. I'm gonna actually type it in the chat because it's kind of cool to keep in mind as you listen to the piece because of the wordplay. But it's eye to eye with an uncorrupted me. And then just the play on eyes. All right, here we go. Bypassed in the destruction that allowed me into creation. First steps in paranoia and peril eyes paralyzed my vocal cords. I can't get out of my own way because I keep moving and the movements pursue sun rays. It's supposed to be a feeling of sugar on my tongue. It connects my fingers, an assumption that in my real eyes, my mind is stuck in the way I am beside the way my visual eyes could see the truth. It's intimidation. Standing broad on the shoulders of my shadow, walking the earth to realize I gave context to demonize that demonize my transparency, but awakened in me is the continuation of light on a spectrum that fills in the color of vision, parade in circles around depression, hoping the confetti sprinkled on its head was enough of a surprise to float my character for the purposes of speculation. I'm scared every day, walking around with terror eyes that terrorizes my soul to the core. So I'm seeing double from my eye to see more eyes, and I can't come to terms with any version, but I'm standing on solid ground, planted firmly in the possibility of me, the ideal that women see, occurrence of life imminently spinning with me, and the way my memory tends to cling to details that people use as filler. I don't think I'm corrupted or damaged or broken. I'm unopened, so you get what I give you, but I can explain why it's beautiful. This uniqueness that is in my design. I walk on wine because the way the liquor feels on my feet is going to alter my walk the same as if it's consumed. I need room to fill with silence and the petals of orchids. And if my eye is facing I, then I have always been a double portrait. I can tell by how you look at me differently, and I is not pleased by I, uncorrupted or not. By comparison, that we're sharing in is just the same strand of another variant. But maybe if I were a work of art, I could be immortal. Forceful down portals, sound vibrating in morsels, not remorseful, because we get what we deserve if we die with our eyes open, and we killing ourselves daily. So dark clouds are the bright part of the day, because when they cry, raindrops sound a lot like eulogies. Raindrops feel like possibility against the skin. I rub it in and hope it sinks down to the bone, soothe me like lullabies, so I can watch I sleep and for once be free to thrive in the form of uncorrupted me. Maybe if I repeat this poem will actually incorporate what it means. Prompts are what I want them to be. I pen nothing, it writes itself for me. And I've been hearing somebody close to me lately, but can't distinguish between a spirit and a warning or a dark angel come to rest its halo on my body. Breathe life into me and let my uniqueness be reborn into anything other than this.
I
You have another piece for us?
love the word.
Yeah, we want more. We want more.
I'm stunned. I'm just sitting here like, what? Wait, what? Yeah, that was really, really nice. Wow.
It was absolute fire. Do you have one more for us, Steve?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, oh, the second one I'm gonna do is actually a sestina. So this is called polarity reverse. Every 400,000 years, the Earth reverses its polarity. Compasses briefly go crazy until the dust settles, then they all will point south. What goes up most certainly will eventually come down, and change is constant, so it's shifted, inevitable. Bracing for eventual impact that'll shatter me, it gnashes viciously at me with torrid glass teeth. I've been here before because I'm familiar with the feeling of teeth. The sincerity of these staircases is reminiscent of polarity and soft surrender. I paint the walls that surround me. Flipped upside down aesthetics tend to draw my psyche south. We succumb to the frequencies of what our left hand says is inevitable, but my right hand is worried about something that could bring both down. Then we are left without the white picket fence they put down. It was the boundaries I thought set to keep me protected from vampire teeth. The many things that drain me completely until my spirit's ascension is inevitable. Embezzled the secrets in my basement that I held at different points, like polarity, the dissatisfaction of having that northern star lead south, to feel the way the windows breathe as if they are me, but we are synonyms, even though they look at you differently than me. Windows are see-through and I simply don't exist. Even when I come down, my barriers beat badly and the bruises sting as it strikes right and paws south. I can hear what mouths speak even between clenched teeth. My brows, like shutters in a hurricane, forced my inside and outside into polarity. I abused the journals under floorboards, being ignored by inevitable. And what defenses do I have against the attic secrets that dissolves inevitable? It ate at me naturally. To know my heart controlled all of me. I was bipolar. So my 400,000 years is divided by dog years that constantly repositions polarity, stuck in the snow barefoot in this place provided warmth from deep down. My smile looks a whole lot different after life hit me in the mouth with intent to break teeth. I swallowed them down this chimney into the furnace of heat like summer in the South. Words could bear the cold of being bipolar if they don't set a foot south, but my soul was gaping wide, leaving me completely open to the inevitable. Backstabbing made no mark because they were too close, so I felt the sink of teeth, its pain everywhere, especially in my heart, the core of me sizzling every now and then from blood tears jumping down, dry ice effect because it's now cool to the touch till it burns, mixing my polarity, deferred from this life. I chatter my teeth, the world is cold. Even down south, I've adapted to the cold, deterred from effects of my polarity, my fate dispersed, inevitable. I can assure you'll never truly know me, but that's pretty much how it always goes down.
Yo, that was so far. It's the only thing that could light Serene's big ass joint she over there blazing, bro. Oh, hell yeah. Welcome home, brother. That's all I gotta say.
I think that was the Sestina that you read on Terry Ann's show, and afterwards I hit you up and I was like, "Oh my God, what the hell is that?" And
where have you been
and
all
I
my
ended
life?
up looking it up, and I started writing Sestinas because it was such a challenge, you know. And
It is. I'm like, oh my God, that is literally the hardest thing. Like, it gave me a headache, and I was like, I gotta stop this shit and come back to it another time because it was just
once you
so.
choose that first stanza, you're stuck. Like you've
You gotta
gotta
finish it
stay in it. And it's
for sure.
you're an amazing artist, and you know, one of the things I love more about you, not only your writing, is the way you perform it.
Mm.
You are an amazing performer, probably one of my favorites. And I can't wait for the day that I get to
Very
see you
like matter of
perform
fact,
live
like
in person. Amazing performer. And
Thank
you
you.
know, you're just an amazing soul, and everything that you do for the writers community, everything you do over at LBJC, and everything you do on a personal level for people. I mean, I've got nothing but love for you. And thank you so much for coming out here tonight.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Pleasure to be
Everybody
here.
unmute and show some some big love here on Chaos Magic. Appreciate you.
Woo!
welcome
Wow.
home, man. You gotta come back, man. We gotta hear more of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. On deck we have Park Lillian, but up next we have the one and only escape artist. Go ahead and take the away when you are ready.
Is there escape? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, sorry. This first one is called Hospital Sweater. It's from my book, Confessions of an Escape Artist. Um, Here we go. I named my crochet projects by the type of comforting I need. My latest is Hospital Sweater. I started this sweater the first time my mom stepped into the revolving door of the hospital. 4 months later, we are back again. I've lost count of how many times we've been here since. Some of these doctors feel like roommates. A reason to knot up yarn rather than the usual intestines. Today I am finished. The sweater used to be 15 balls of painted canyon yarn. 1,700 yards of worry I managed to fit into a sweater. A couple extra balls of scrap yarn I didn't have a destination for also found its way into my self-loathing, my self-soothing. Finally, after this last row of single crochet stitches, I will be done with Hospital Sweater. Though I know I won't be done with the hospital. I will simply start another project, another hospital project, and turn more hours into stitches, another 1,700 of yards of questions, perhaps more. How long will it be this time? Will she make it out? Will she ever get better? Yarn over, pull through. I will crochet until my fingers seem to bleed. It keeps the crazy part so as not to drive around under the influence of worriment. It's easier this way. But wrecking my fingers to the bone, half double crochet steals the time my mind would otherwise succumb to demise, because the minutes collect faster than rainwater, heavy as uranium on my back, as time turns my legs into cinder blocks. But this yarn turns it into straw, which I use to spin gold. I don't count the hours I spend here. I count the stitches and the rows. So I won't have to carry this tonnage home with me. I will simply put it in a project where I eject the things I don't want to stay in me. Thanks. That was my first one. Pull up my second one. This one's also in my book. It's called Escape Artist. I guess it's my intro. Here we go. If names be who you are, I be escape artist. I escape darkness through the power I harness. Untarnished, I escape. When darkness starts reaching for me, trying to wrap her arms around me, I pull out wings and start creating to ease the way it stings when spring brings blossoms of insecurities. It's in the wind, busy little bees of doubt pollinating the negativity. But I be nothing to play with. My art builds crafts, makes space for my escape, makes peace in my brain. I create the narrative of darkness. She used to be my everything. I almost went blind following her so close behind. I couldn't see a thing, but now, to depression, I be the one that got away. Forever making an escape, I escape everything. No prison can hold me, no hard conversations, awkward situations, toxic relations, negative persuasion, endlessly evading, always slipping right through her fingertips. She might clip me, but she'll never hit me hard enough to where I won't get back up. That is the very reason her best friend Death hates me. I've often been near in my experiences, but escaped so many times, I'm sure he despises the way I clutch my vices to navigate crisis. They used to be alcohol and weed, be sex and greed, but now they be words arranged in a sentence to visit your psyche. Call it trips or poetry. Be ideas coming to life under my sewing machine. Be my baby I created with a little love and creativity. She be the sun to my darkness every time, blazing bright and unforgiving light, the center of my life. Family. Depression used to be a bully to me. She used to hide inside my mind, keeping my thoughts confined, playing darts with any detrimental line she could find. Now, she always misses, even when I am near. She's absolutely heartless, but I escape darkness, as I am the escape artist. Whew, thanks.
Yo, what?
An absolute fire as always. The thing I love about there's a lot of things that I love about your work. Um, you are so deep in the way you deliver it with that soft tone and just kind of speak it out. It's absolutely amazing. And your words are so very deep. Um, and you're one of the best concept writers that I hear around. How you could take a concept and just build on it and do the research and the facts and deliver it in such an elegant, soft-spoken but powerful way. It is just mind-blowing to me. You're an absolutely beautiful poet, artist, clothes maker. Like you are everything.
Yeah, I still want them crochet crows, yo.
Oh man, John Michael, you're making me blush. But
I'm just speaking the truth, girl. I'm just speaking the truth.
It's
You know,
true.
you are an absolute amazing soul and a beautiful artist, and you just have this essence of your soul that is attracting to so many people. You attract light into your life, and just the few conversations that you and I have had in the past, you're just absolutely amazing, and I'm so happy that you come here week after week and share your words with the world and your art with the world. And ladies and gentlemen, everybody unmute and give it up for escape artist. Show her some love.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for the space.
Yes.
Thank you for holding the space.
Yo, y'all gotta check out the Heart of the Artist episode with the escape artist. I'm about to link it right now. I'm pulling it up, man. Like, escape artist is just such an inspiration, yo. Like, yeah, we just love you.
Absolutely.
Works both
On deck
ways.
we have LaBelle, but up next we have Park William. Go ahead and take it away when you are ready.
Thank you so much, John Michael, and everybody here today. So for my cover, I was inspired by the title of my poem and Rick's reading of some lyrics. Thought I'd read the lyrics from one of my favorite poems set to music. It was actually written by a performance poet who grew up in Liverpool. It was set to music by Jack Bruce of Cream. It's called White Room. In a white room with black curtains near the station, black roof country, no gold pavements, tired starlings. Silver horses ran down moonbeams in your dark eyes. Dawn light smiles on you leaving my contentment. I'll wait in this place where the sun never shines. Wait in this place where the shadows run from themselves. You said no strings could secure you at the station. Platform ticket, restless diesels, goodbye windows. I walked into such a sad time at the station. As I walked out, felt my own need just beginning. I'll wait in the queue when the trains come by. Lie with you where the shadows run from themselves. At the party, she was kindness in the hard crowd. Consolation for the old wound now forgotten. Yellow tigers crouched in jungles in her dark eyes. She's just dressing, goodbye windows, tired starlings. I'll sleep in this place with the lonely crowd, lie in the dark where the shadows run from themselves. And this is a poem I wrote relatively recently called My Partner's Room. The scent of lilacs lingers here like butterflies in the backyard of youth. And stories she's told of this delicate quilt with appliques of colorful wings, echoing rings stitched on the wall. A quilt of squares lace tossed across the ancient rocker where hummingbirds play, with pandas and leopards white as snow that fades to gray when lights turn low, to focus on a cozy book that helps hold back this world of woe, which makes it hard to sleep. And thank you very much. I'll put links in case everybody wants one of my peace stubs or any of my other artwork. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Those are beautiful pieces, beautiful imagery. You know, it's, you know, to be able to take a person through a journey like that, through words, and paint such a beautiful picture, is always amazing. So thank you so much for sharing your work.
Thank you.
And please keep being you and keep sharing
literally creating art with your words. Like,
yes.
Thank you for doing that too. Like, not only is the imagery there, but the imagery is there. Like, it's great.
Thank you, as always, Thomas.
Well, on deck, we have me. But up next, I believe her first time here on Open Minds, Chaos Magic. Everybody unmute and give it up for the one and only LaBelle.
Yeah, LaBelle, welcome.
Whoop, whoop, welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Okay. My name is LaBelle, and I have a piece. I think I'll start with this one. It's untitled. An echo was all I ever was to the distance. Railroad tracks have been prominent to us. Railroads built over sedimentary rocks long ago to tell a story. Sodium clogs my pores, seems to have lost its place, conjugating my pH levels, submerged into the sea. Sweat seems to have generated camouflage scales on my body, weigh in to serve its scales balance. The oblivious, crafting the water waves against rocks, laying lollygagging over a lazy river. I feel the sun rays, the shiver of disguise, rain on my side. Fever, you got me under covers, questioning my love. That's that piece. And then there's this one. Trigger warning. This is titled Cataracts. The physical, superficial shit, it didn't matter that her eyes were ambers, cocooned in dense fog. The cataracts in her eyes were thin, wrinkled in time like skin on her face, finely crow's feet imprinted when she smiled. Her cheeks became blushed, not that she could see, through the mirrors around the house. Mirrors reflected heat from the sun, made her sweat. The condensation on her face, infused with tears, evaporated into semi-dry evelations of napkins. The hurricanes of carbon dioxide in her eyes. No doctor had ever seen such an anomaly. Her cataracts were delicate and soft. Memories of her became a layered capsule, an unorthodox system of broken rules. She, the earthquake of her thoughts, couldn't truly see colors anymore. Auras became tainted. Souls walked in front of her, a midnight stream, moon its source of light, but cryptic with secrets. She pressed her lips. Maybe the murmurs were neurons traveling through the darkness. Her cataracts grew again. This time it was bursting from anger, the lava inside of her. Volcanoes erupted. The fury became extensive, intricate, unquantifiable behind her stare. Her amber eyes clouded further into Volcano's core. Volcanoes used to frighten her when her smiles reflected back into the mirror. Her senses used to betray her before the cataracts resettled in. Where they thought was home, unwelcomed, but her smile convinced her it was okay. It was okay. The lava hardened, extended through her hand. She patted me down. I felt naked. No one has ever touched me like this. The overlooked beauty marks on my face, freckles I've inherited, except those came from the sun. Like Isis, goddess of ancient Egypt, a mourner of hymns sung in unison. Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome to Open Minds and Chaos Magic. Little Bell, that was amazing.
That was
Thank you.
absolutely amazing. Such beautiful imagery and the layers of words that you use. It's just magical. It's meant. I absolutely love, like Deep just said in the comments, immaculate storytelling.
Thank you.
It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing tonight.
Thank you
Everybody,
for the space.
yeah, absolutely. Everybody unmute and give it up for Low Bell.
Hello,
Woo!
Bell.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all two both Deep Thought, Low Bell, y'all need to come back to Open Minds and post your guys' shows again too, because like, yo, it's a match made in heaven. We love what you got, and we thank you so much for being here. And yeah, one more time, everybody, give a big welcome to Deep Thought and Low Bell tonight. Chaos Magic Open Minds, man. Y'all came through tonight.
Well, hey, thank you so much for coming and sharing your words with us. We love you both so very, very, very much.
Yeah, hope you come back soon now.
Yeah, y'all come back now, here.
Thank you, of course.
All right, I wanna introduce this next artist coming up here. It's I had the pleasure of meeting him. It feels like lifetimes ago, but I think it's only been what, like 2 months or not, like not even, like I don't know, man. Like, but the amount of time we've spent talking and writing together and just, like, it's just, it feels like I've known you forever, and I really feel like you're my brother, And I want everybody to unmute themselves real quick. And first off, give it up to John Michael for hosting tonight. Chaos Magic 2025, the new face of Chaos Magic. You did an amazing job. What an amazing show.
Thank you, thank you.
And
I
and it's
appreciate it, and
and, and
it's an
he's not
extreme
just a
honor.
pretty face too. He also writes amazing poetry on the daily.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate the opportunity. It's a huge honor to be asked to do something like this, and you know, we're building up for this is my year of reckoning. You know, 2024 was, you know, recovering and doing holding myself accountable and showing up for myself and making things right in my life and paying off those debts. And you know, now I'm going into the new year. You know, I just rented a house that, you know, I haven't lived on my own in 7 years, so it's amazing. And being able to host this show and have some more stuff being published, and you know, features are getting stacked up, and it's just amazing to see what's, you know, a short amount of time of actually believing in yourself and showing up for yourself will actually do. So it's an honor to be here, and it's an honor, even more of an honor, to be amongst great poets and writers like everybody in this room. I look so forward to these nights to spend with all of you and listen to just the amazing emotion, the storytelling, the imagery. You're all so very beautiful and special in all your own ways, and I appreciate every single one of you so much. And thank you so much for being in my life.
Well, it's so good to know that this is a place where you can come and trust us all to revel in a way of being here without so much structure, and certainly without all the discipline that's been applied to you by those other situations.
Mm-hmm.
And yo, let's all give it up too for John and the incredible transformation he's taken over, you know, the last few months in his life, and overcoming addiction, and you know, just being in a bad spot and really pulling himself up by the bootstraps, and following inspiration and creativity and finding his voice, and coming to host Chaos Magic. You know, like in such a short period of time. Like John, you really inspire, and thank you so much, man. We just love you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. The first piece I have is actually a cover from a local poet and musician here in Richmond. I just wanted to do a piece by one of the local boys here. So here we go. Sing your songs of the midnight moonlight. Sing your songs of the Teo. Sing your songs of the tarot. Sing your songs of the now. Ground yourself. Take your shoes off. Look with all your eyes. It is no more there than you are here, just cleverly disguised. Give thanks for all you've come to know, what the universe bestows. After all, you helped create it. It is as above and so below. C.J. Oswald. And my second piece, I wrote this last night. And as always, it doesn't have a title. The echoes rang vibrations, causing gravity to bend particles of light that I see through this dust. This foreign land of fractal dimensions, atomically split, identically, identifying as one atom, creating these shadows surrounding, taunting, playing with me, my every emotion. My state of mind was in decline, and the powder on that slope was glistening through the nostrils of time. It was not fate that I was afraid of. It was always time. And at this moment, time was not my friend. I was frail and broken with alabaster skin, the vision staring back through my optical view in this mirror, this delusional state of fear that seemed sincere in that dark night, for the fright would continue for 3 days. Into this maze constructed in mind, the crime of being the victim, the sickness of these intrusive visions that led me straight into the flames of these hellish thoughts. Burnt are the ones who shine the brightest in the darkest nights, a token from the flames that purifies the tormented souls that make it. What is time but a construct made by man? Within space, there is no such thing as time. There just is. The idea of time is just a prison of fear, a race that doesn't even exist, a resistance to the natural flow of our circadian rhythm, the biological clockwork of our own DNA. Time equals unnecessary stress, for time doesn't exist unless we allow ourselves to manifest it into our existence. The only way to survive this matrix reality is to let go of resistance and allow your vibration to flow naturally to your own song. John Michael.
Yeah, buddy. Everybody, mute yourselves. Give it up for tonight's host, John
Woo!
Michael.
That was great.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
through your own tongue. That's for sure.
I appreciate it, everybody. I don't know about anybody else. I mean, if anybody's up for round two, we could definitely keep this thing going. I will leave it into all of your hands. If y'all want to keep reading poetry, we can keep it going.
Yeah, let me just cultivate the list. We'll see who's still left. And if you guys want to stick around for round two, the first Chaos Magic of the new year with your new host, John Michael.
Hey, sorry. I love you guys, but I have to depart. I have some things to prep for tomorrow, but I will hopefully see y'all Friday.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Friday,
Sounds good,
too,
Justine.
we got Melissa, the exclusive, featuring on Friday, so I hope to see you there.
All right. I'll see you around. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off too. Thanks a ton for having me on tonight, John Michael. You did a great job hosting. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate you showing up tonight for the support. That means more than you'll ever know. So thank you for being you.
Yeah, and I'll definitely be back. This isn't the last time.
I hope so. I hope so. 'Cause we love your poetry.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night. Love you.
Good night, brother.
Love you guys too.
Good night.
Good night, Billy.
Dad
Love you,
time.
bro. Yeah,
See
dad
you
it
all
up, man.
Bye, everyone. Thank you again for having the space, and congratulations, John Michael and everyone. Thank you for your warm welcome.
Thank you, Lobel, and I hope to see you again soon.
Yes, yes.
It was great hearing from you, Lobel. It was great meeting you. All right. What a great show, man. If it's just me, you, and Murray, we can go ahead and cut the recording here. If you want to just do a little sign out for the video. Catch you next year. No, we'll catch you next week, Monday. You won't see my ugly mug, though. You'll see Catalyst. So she just We love you guys.
I love you, oh loves. Do you have those? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have those? I'd like to share mine with you. Can we share? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love?